may have noticed we're standing in our kitchen this week, and that's because we wanted to answer a question that we've got in last week's video from MikeTime22. He asked if we cook while we travel on the road or if we eat out.
And the answer to that question is we do most of our eating and cooking at home here. We do not go out to eat very often unless it's with some friends when we're socializing, or
special occasion,
or if we have a really strong recommendation, like you have to check this out while you're in town,
or if it's a really unique food cuisine to the area.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's kind of hit or miss. We don't know what's good, and we save a lot of time and money by eating at home.
Yes. And we were that way before we hit the road, so it really wasn't that big of a change, and that actually influenced why we picked this rig and this layout, our fifth wheel layout, very particularly.
Yeah, we've always cooked full-blown meals at home. It's just what we do. We love to cook. So this RV gave us the best kitchen that we could find. So that's a lot of why we chose this RV.
So first thing that we love about our kitchen is lots of counter space. And the second thing is lots of storage space. So this gives us plenty of room to prepare our meals and lots of storage space to bring all the pots, pans, and appliances that we wanted to be able to cook.
So because our lifestyle, we are frequently both on and off-grid, meaning that we have water and electric hookups, or we're off-grid where we bring all of our own water and electric, we really wanted to be able to have dual-purpose everything. So in our kitchen, we have dual-purpose propane and electric cooking apparatuses for almost everything. We have a propane oven that we can cook most anything on, but we don't really use it a whole lot because we don't do a lot of baking off-grid. But this right here is not only a microwave, but it is also a full-blown convection oven with a standard heating element in it. So it gets up to 400 and some degrees, whatever you want to bake at, and we do most of our baking when we're on electric in this right here.
When we're hooked up to electric, we have this induction cooktop, and when we are off-grid, this flips up here to reveal a gas propane range.
With 3 burners, so between all of them we have 4 burners that we can use to cook on. And sometimes if we need all 4 burners, we will run the generator and cook on the electric and all the propane at the same time.
Our refrigerator is also propane or electric, so we have that option as well.
And our refrigerator is plenty large for us. It's another reason we chose this RV is it's a little bit larger than you get in most RVs.
Yeah, and the only thing that we really kind of feel limited on as far as the refrigerator goes is the freezer, which is a lot smaller than a residential freezer, or, you know, a lot of people, we had a deep freezer in our house, so we don't have that extra freezer capability. So you just have to change your mindset of what goes in the freezer. We also have our Instant Pot, which we love. And probably you've heard about from other RVers and other forums that this thing is great. We do a lot of cooking with this.
Yeah, it works as both a slow cooker or a pressure cooker, and it's so nice to be able to cook things really quickly in it, and it's incredibly efficient. We can run it on a small generator and cook pretty elaborate meals very quickly. So I'd say you do a soup like once a week or something like that.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
So for the links for this and the induction cooktop, check it out below.
So we do most of our cooking inside. We did start out with a big barbecue grill that we had outside, but it kind of broke on us, so we just sort of shifted away from using it, and it really hasn't been that big of an inconvenience.
Yeah, we had the plan to get a new grill, but it just hasn't
never did.
happened yet.
If we want to cook outside, we take our induction cooktop, we run the generator, we cook on that outside. So that's been working just fine for us. Because cooking is something that we really enjoy, we both do a lot of it. I mean, I tend to cook different things. I'm more on the stove, where you like to do longer things like in the Instant Pot, stuff like that. But we both do a lot of the cooking and really enjoy it. And we make highly elaborate meals too. I mean, we'll do full-blown Thanksgiving meals in this rig, and it works great. So.
Another question that we get a lot is, what do we do on travel days? Because a lot of times we're doing our traveling in the day, that's right over lunchtime, or, you know, if you're driving into the evening, what do you do for dinner? And I know a lot of people, they make things that they can easily heat up on the road, or, you know, maybe they'll stop somewhere and grab something to eat out and about at, you know, fast food or some other drive-through type thing. We specifically plan our travel days around our meals. Usually we time it so that we eat lunch right before we leave, so that we drive and we're not getting hangry, because probably the worst thing that you could try to do is try to park and level your RV while you're hungry.
So to avoid that as well, if we are going to be somewhere right at a mealtime, a lot of times we will have a pre-made meal ready,
Yes.
A soup or something, and that we can easily heat up on the stove.
Yes, or we'll just make something simple that we can get out of the refrigerator real easy, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or some hummus and carrots, things like that.
That comes to another point of another reason we chose this RV is that we could access a lot of the kitchen with the slides in. Now, some of it does get blocked off, so we have to think about that, like what can we get out and what would we want to get at, but we can still use the refrigerator and the stove and the sink and the oven with the slides in. So if we need to cook something, heat something up or whatnot, we can still easily do that on a travel day.
When our slides are in, this counter comes all the way to this counter, so we do have to lean over to get to the stove, but all of the stuff that's in storage in the drawers down here, we have to think about if we need to have a pan to heat something up. Silverware is also inaccessible, so we actually have a travel day stash up in the accessible cupboard here so that we have access to those. So definitely think about that before you hit the road and need to eat something.
We also frequently get asked where we shop and how we shop, and believe it or not, we shop bulk a lot of times still. We use Costco a lot. We have hit Costco's all over this country, and we have plenty of storage for things. We have to limit, like, okay, we're gonna do this for these couple weeks. But as we were like off-grid and quartzite for the past month or so, we had a month's worth of food, and we ate fresh, pretty good food for a month. And you have to think about it. A lot of it goes into the basement storage, and the rest of it we can just pack tightly into the kitchen.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll stop at the grocery store on travel days when we have the fifth wheel behind us, because it's actually really cool to bring your shopping cart right to your kitchen, basically. You unload from your cart right into your cupboards, your refrigerator, and there's no loading into the car, driving home, loading it into your house. So that's always kind of fun too, just loading directly in.
So that wraps up how we cook and eat on the road. If you have any questions about this, please leave it in a comment below.
Also, let us know if you have any other questions about RV life that we can cover in a future episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.